Your trial and your storm has a purpose. Let's talk about it. Oftentimes in life, when we're in the midst of a trial or a storm, it's not fair. It doesn't seem favorable. But the Father wanted me to remind you that your trial and your storm, it has a purpose. The Bible declares in Romans 8:28, and we know that all things are working together to them who love God and to them who are the called according to his purpose. But while you're going through it, it don't feel like it's for his purpose. While you're going through it, it don't feel like, wait a minute, are you sure you called me to this? But I want to talk about what's a storm. A storm is something that's out of control, but it's not out of his hands. And for some of you, you're dealing with storms right now. You didn't cause it. It had nothing to do with you, but for some reason it fell in your lap. And if that's you, I want you to know that your storm has strategy. So what's a storm? It's something that's out of control. It's something that came out of nowhere. It's something that you couldn't even pinpoint on the map. It's something that was not on your radar. But it seems like this thing has come to take you out. It seems like this thing has come to wipe you off the map. But the Father says your storm has a purpose, because your storm has strategy. What's a trial? A trial is anything that's resistance. A trial is difficulty. A trial is something that's trying to prove God wrong. That's why trials come in your life. They're trying to discredit what you believe about God. But the Father says, don't you sweat it, because your trial has treasure. Are you seeing the correlation? Everything that you're going through, it has a purpose. But what's a loss? A loss is something that was taken away. A loss is something that was removed from you. A loss is something that you can feel the sting of it because it was snatched away from you. But the Father says your loss has a lesson. So everything that you're going through, it has a purpose. That's why the scripture declares, and we know that all things are working together to them who love God and to them who are the called according to his purpose, because your storm has strategies, your trial has treasure, and your loss have lessons. Somebody just put at the bottom of the screen, my storm has strategies, my trial has treasure, and my loss have lessons. So the question cannot be, well, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? Woe is me. And I just can't believe. No, the question has to become, Father, what is it you're trying to teach me about my storm? What is it you're trying to show me about my trial? What is it you're trying to reveal to me about my loss? Because obviously, at the end of the day, it all has to work together for my good. And it's the enemy's job to make you think what you're going through don't have purpose. What you're going through is just sitting there to bother you and to aggravate you. What you're going through is just to distract you. But everything that you're going through, it has purpose. Everything that you're experiencing, God says, I'm working it together for your good. There's nothing that you're going through that God says, I did not know about it before time. And because God knew about it, and because God signed off of it for it to happen to you, that means God's going to get the glory out of it. I was thinking about this story in John chapter 9, verse 3, when they asked Jesus who sinned, because the person was because the person was born blind. And Jesus said, ain't nobody sin. This is for the works of God might be glorified. And could it be that you're going through what you're going through, you're experiencing what you're experiencing, for the Father says, so people can see what God is doing and he can get the glory out of it? Could it be that God recommended you for a trial? Could it be that God recommended you to go through this, that he might get the glory out of it? So now my mindset has shifted from why is this me to God, you trust me with the trial. You trust me with transition. You trust me with a storm. And even though I don't think I was the person that should have gotten the task, the fact that you trust me let me know I would not be in this always. Oh, that's good news. That this too shall pass. So what I tell you today, go through well. What I tell you today, put on your bootstraps. For the Father says, you're just passing through. Don't even unpack your bags. For this is just a season of transition because your storm has strategies, your trial has treasure, and your loss have lessons. Get what you need out of it. Do you hear me? Get the lessons out of it. Get the strategies from it and take the treasure and move on because it's working together for your good. I'm super excited about what God is doing in your life. And even though you may not see it right now, it is my prayer that about time you go through this trial, this storm, and this loss, that you will see that God was with you the whole time. I'm praying for you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, make sure you share it, and make sure you put a comment, because I believe that God is shifting things quickly. And you're going to see, wait a minute, he brought me this way so I can learn more about him. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they did not come out empty-handed. But they got the gold, they got the spoils, they came out rich and wealthy. For the Father says, I'm not going to allow you to leave this storm empty-handed. I'm not going to allow you to leave this trial empty-handed. I'm not going to allow you to leave this situation empty-handed. He says, because I look out for my children. Have a good one.